Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Master RKO, and today I'm bringing you a little bit of an impromptu video. Today, this would be, to date the video, November 15th, and it appears that the Call of Duty World League and Treyarch have issued a very quick update to the CWL Pro League rules, which would directly affect our league play. So with that being said, I figured we would get into a very quick video to update everyone on those rules that have been changed and switched around. Looks like there's been some map updates, some rule updates, some ban updates. So we're going to go ahead and get into those real quick, just to get you guys informed and to get you guys back out grinding those levels. So without further ado, let's get into the CWL and League Play Rules 1.2. So, starting out, we're going to be beginning at the top. Once again, as per usual, I will have a link to these rules in the description, but most of these are going to be repeat rules and repeat maps. We're going to be going over mainly the ones that changed, but it looks like they have condensed down what the current map pool is going to be, as well as some of the rule sets and stuff like that, just to make it a little more, you know what you're going to get kind of deal. So, for instance, just to throw it out there, it appears that they've taken the jungle map completely out of the map pool for all three game types. So you're not going to be playing jungle at all in the league play or in CWL. So if you're playing game battles, you're not going to even see the map. I believe that was a search and destroy map before, and they were talking about adding it in further, but they've taken that out, so chances are for league play when it finally comes out, you're not going to be seeing that there either. However, the official map pool for the game type control is going to be as follows. You will be playing on Arsenal, Frequency, Gridlock, and Seaside. Those are going to be the 4 control maps. There are only going to be 4. I believe there were 5 or 6 the last time that they brought up the map pools. This time you're only going to have those 4. For those settings for that game type, there's going to be a 2-second spawn delay, a 3-second suicide penalty, a 15-second pre-match timer, and a 5-second round timer. So those are just some things to look forward to. Those will definitely be transitioning into league play, unless they change something completely different. But most importantly, there's going to be the 2-second respawn delay when you die, so you're not going to be coming right off spawn. So if you end up wiping as a full team in that game type, chances are you're going to lose a point on that. It's going to make being on offense on those defense-oriented maps a little bit easier to play offense, and then the ones that were super easy to capture, the defense is going to be able to turn the tide on those as well, make it a little bit more even for both sides. Moving on to Hardpoint, a few maps have been changed in that, and there will be one specifically that was taken out. And we will get into that soon. But for the maps for Hardpoint, it will be Arsenal, Frequency, Gridlock, Hacienda, and Seaside. Now, if I do recall the last video that we made, I'm pretty sure Hacienda was not on the map list for Hardpoint. And it was a pretty good map, and I was surprised that it wasn't put in. They finally threw that one in. However, if there's a couple maps in there that you do not see for Hardpoint, previous maps that are kind of shocking they took out, but then again, the way that the game's playing, I'm not surprised. Slums has been taken out of the Hardpoint pool, and Summit was also taken out of the Hardpoint pool. So both of those maps will not be played. Whether or not they'll keep those in for the league play just for popularity, I'm not sure. But as of right now, they are completely out of the map pool. You will not play those on Hardpoint, even though they were kind of the more popular Hardpoint game types. You will not see Slums and you will not see Summit for the Hardpoint map pools moving forward. Keep going with the rule sets. They will still have the 2-second respawn delay, the 3-second suicide penalty, and the 15-second pre-match timer. Same deal there, just as control, there's going to be that spawn delay, so lives are going to matter a little bit more than normal. However, the biggest key there still is the two maps that were there before and there in previous games is being taken out for hardpoint. And when it comes to game types, the last game type, of course, is going to be Search and Destroy. So we move on to that. Your maps for Search and Destroy will be as follows: Arsenal, Frequency, Gridlock, Hacienda, and Payload. Payload is the only map this is the only game type that Search and Destroy will have for Payload. So Payload's only going to be played on that one. It has been played, especially in some of the recent 2K tournaments. It's been played in with control, but it looks like they're only going to keep Payload for Search and Destroy, which is understandable. I do believe this is the big one that Jungle had the last time, was on Search and Destroy. That's been taken off. It looks like they've added Hacienda to a few of the maps, which is fantastic. I believe that it is a pretty good map. It's pretty balanced, and it plays very well, especially with hardpoint. Destroy, it's a pretty decent map too, so I'm excited to see them bring Hacienda back into some of the map pools as well. So it looks like you've got 4 control maps, 5 hardpoint maps, and 5 Search and Destroy maps. Of course, the main 3, Arsenal, Frequency, and Gridlock, have all 3 game types, which are all fairly decent maps. I'm personally not a fan of Frequency, maybe just because I'm bad at it. But Frequency is on all 3 game types. Arsenal is probably my favorite map of the new maps so far. It's in all 3 game types, which I love. Gridlock is a pretty good map as well, and I think it will do very well with all 3 game types as well. Finishing off with the Search and Destroy rules real quick. The time limit is decreased to 130, so it'll be a 130 round limit instead of 2 minutes. The round limit obviously increased to 6. The Silent Plant is enabled. 15-second pre-match timer, 5-second pre-round timer, so you've got that much time in between your rounds to figure out what you're going to do. And the round limit, of course, being increased to match the same as it is in the previous games and the previous seasons. Moving on to some of the bans. So as we go back to some of the bans, obviously most of those are going to stay the same. Nomad so far is still the only full specialist banned, just because the dog just kind of adds some randomness. The mesh mines are going to be the mesh mines are pretty much made to where they were useless anyways. So Nomad is still banned from CWL competition. Now I know in the most recent CWL update for the 2K, they made mesh mines to where they just didn't do lethal damage. I don't know if they're going to make that a whole thing, because you have the CWL playlist added in to where his mesh mines do nothing, but then CWL Ruleset, he's banned, so I didn't see the point in all of that. Torque was on the restricted specialist list for a little bit. He has been re-enabled in competitive play because of his current nerfs. And if you didn't see any of those nerfs, check out my latest video where it goes over the most recent patch notes for the Nuketown update, and that will kind of get you informed on some of those new nerfs for the Pro League and for the CWL playlists. Specialist equipments that's been banned, of course, the Tac-Deploy has been restricted for Hardpoint and Search and Destroy only. However, for most of the Pro League and most of the professionals, I haven't even seen them using the Tac-Deploy for control at all. And I understand that. I mean, if you don't want everybody grouped up in one spot, there's been a lot of spawn camping and trying to get those kills down, and if you're grouping up and all spawning super fast, you can see your lives just drop. So I understand why they're not using it on that. And the Sensor Dart was removed from the restricted specialist list, so the Sensor Dart was banned at one point. It is no longer banned, because of its nerf. For those who don't know, it only gets one ping, so you basically get 2 or 3 seconds of information and then it's gone. So Recon, the Sensor Dart, you can now use as well. Moving on. Weapons that are banned, shocker, all of the light machine guns. I don't think anybody's too surprised at that. It's the same every year. So all the light machine guns are banned. I believe also all of the shotguns are banned. Yep, no shotguns. So same as every year. Don't have to worry about them. So you're not going to be playing League Play and have a flashlight in your face. It's okay. The Helion Salvo has also been added back in. I think it was on the ban list for a little bit, just because they were trying to work on it. It's been added back in because of its recent nerfs. Basically, it just does less player damage and it does more score streak damage. So, good for that. Adding that on with the whole new tac mask thing. Not tac mask. Cold-blooded, to where you're less visible to score streaks. Makes score streaks not as game killing, so that's a good change. Moving on to attachments, high caliber, high explosive, laser sight 2, max load, rapid fire, rocket cache, and steady grip, which is grip 2. Those are all on the banned list, so just to go through those super quick, and I want to use the ICR for most of these because of steady grip. So steady grip is grip 2. So if you didn't know what that was, it basically made the gun a laser rifle. Laser sight 2, which is only on certain ones, so you're not going to have that, not even have to aim on most of the attachments. High caliber is also banned, high explosive for some of the rockets. Same for max load, rapid fire, all that stuff has been banned. And the only optic that was banned is the fast lock for the rocket launchers, back to it being banned beforehand. Perks that are banned. Gung Ho, which basically lets you use equipment while you're sprinting and recover from sprint faster. Full speed reload, stuff like that. That's been banned. Skulker has been banned. Basically, they don't want people crouch walking around the map using that as a thing, and basically using areas that having that super fast speed walking would give someone too much of an advantage. So Skulker is banned. Team Link is banned. Obviously, they're going to want people to use communication, voice talking, and Tracker is banned. Back to the whole communication thing. Yeah. Moving on to wild cards, which are pretty much these. And as per usual, Overkill, Primary Operator Mod, and Secondary Operator Mod, all banned. The Operator Mods, obviously, they can be game-breaking, some of them, even though most of them are kind of useless also. And Overkill is banned every single year. I think the last time Overkill was not banned was Ghosts, and we pretty much saw how all Search and Destroy rounds went there. They pretty much, the main reason that's banned is because they want ammo to be a necessity and sniper rifles to be a risk. So they want people to be able to have to go get another gun if they run out of ammo. They want people to have to worry about their ammo capacity. And if you're using a sniper rifle, especially in Search and Destroy, you're only going to have a pistol as backup, or you're going to have to go get one off of someone dead. So, risk-reward kind of thing. Score streaks banned are pretty much the same as they are every year, and those haven't really changed too much. The UAV, the care package, the counter UAV, the one that surprises me, the Sentry, because the Sentry used to be, the last time the Sentry was a big thing was Black Ops 2, and it was a huge thing for Capture the Flag, so I'm surprised that it's not left in, even with Control. That's the only one that really shocks me, and then the Mantis, obviously, is banned as well. The few that I'm surprised they left in, I am surprised that the uh, strike team has been left in. Um, just that ability to have a score streak that brings other people in. I'm surprised they left that in because there are going to be some good players that are going to get those every once in a while. I'm surprised that one was left in, but other than that, most of the other ones are pretty regular uh, for that. And the only gear that has been banned is acoustic sensor. Again, back to the whole communication thing and having too much information. Um, and most people are going to be running dead silence anyway, so it's not going to even matter. Last but not least, the lobby settings. Everyone's pretty much going to be going through the same thing as they go through every year, so we can go through these super quick. Friendly fire is enabled. Now, that's the one difference it's going to be with League Play, unless they finally decide to add that in. And that is, if you're playing game battles, if you're playing UMGs, you could kill your teammates, so watch that. If you're playing League Play when they bring it out, chances are they're not going to have that, so not much to worry about there. Battle chatter is disabled, so in League Play, you're not going to hear the other team stuff yelling. You're not going to hear their character calling out their specialist. You're not going to hear your own player calling out for reloading or something like that. Which is one thing that I like that they do every year. It makes keeping track of things a little more of a necessity. So you're not going to hear from across the map the battery say that she's got her war machine up. You're not going to hear that. You're going to have to look at the score streaks, look at the scores, and try to figure that out for yourself. Revenge voice disabled as well. You're not going to be able to talk to each other in game chat either. Most of the time, League Play, that's still allowed, so you don't have to worry about that. Or most of the time, people are going to be in parties anyways. Just to not give off callouts. Third-person spectating and third-person gestures are all disabled. Personally, I don't know why they disabled gestures. Well, actually, never mind. Yes, I do. When you go into a gesture, you could see around corners and stuff, so obviously they're going to take those out. The spectating, self-explanatory. Gesture camera controls disabled, same thing. You're not going to have any emotes in League Play or anything like that. Actually, League Play they might still... Nah, no, they wouldn't. They'll take them out in League Play, let's be honest. You're not going to have those in League Play, so that way you can't peek around corners or even have your team... your teammates peek around corners for you. Team assignments open, even though for League Play it's going to be this. You're going to get on a team regardless, and the announcer is enabled as usual. So that one was actually a lot quicker than the patch notes, as they usually are. A lot of the stuff is the same, but most of the things that changed was the map pool, and I think some of the rules, but mostly the map pool was the main change there. They took out some of the maps that they've been working on that map pool for a while, getting the maps that people want, taking out the ones that everyone hated. Jungle, I'll say it. But it seems that they're really working hard to make sure that by the time December 7th runs around and the first tournament is live, which actually I believe that this is going to be the settings that the tournament in December at Vegas will be played on. So it will probably be another 2 to 3 weeks before there's a big rules change or map change or anything like that. And most of the time once a tournament starts, they don't change maps or anything like that. They may tune some things or ban some things, but especially for League Play, you're not going to see any changes once it comes out. So as of right now, from what it looks like, this is probably going to be what we have for the year. Whether they tune things, most of the time the developers aren't too involved with how League Play is besides just gun balancing. So most of what it's looking like, this is going to be our rule set for the year, or at least for some time. And for those who play game battles and those who are on UMG, stuff like that, this is going to be a rule set at the minimum for 2 to 3 weeks, and unless they decide to change something else. So keep an eye out for that. We'll keep you updated. And as always, if you found this informative, click the like button. If there's anything you need to know, want us to go over, leave it in the comments below. We're always looking for things to go over for the community, for the people who view this. You can even hit me up on Twitter. I can link that in the description as well. I'll have the description for the rules. I'll have the rules link in the description. And as always, I will see you guys next time. Adios.